job, my startup job, my company was given an award by this organization called Marketing Technology. And it was a very prestigious award because what it said is we have the most innovative marketing organization design in the world. Okay? Now, maybe later if we have time, I'll explain why they felt that way and how we designed the company. But what I want to tell you is, over the course of the last 2 years since I've been there, I've had 45 of my Hult students work for me as interns. I've had 6 of my Hult students join me full-time. And I've sponsored 5 of those 6 for what we call an H-1B visa. You know what an H-1B visa is? H-1B is what allows you to work in the United States. Okay? So I love exposing our students to all kinds of real-world experiences. And both Luigi and Matteo were very actively participating in this next experience, which was this Reduxio Growth Hackathon. Who knows what a hackathon is other than these 2 guys? Anybody else know what a hackathon is? No? Please.
So the competition where take part and present some solutions.
Okay, so it's a competition for sure, and they work on solutions to specific challenges. Matteo, would you share what you feel a hackathon is, and Luigi, because Luigi did 2 with me as well. I'll talk about the nested one later, but what was your experience?
So I didn't manage to participate
Okay.
in one,
Yeah.
but of course, like I for myself because I wanted to.
Yeah.
So basically, they give you a problem, and then you have a really short amount of time,
Yeah.
depending on the kind of
Yeah.
problem. You have a really short amount of time to come up with a solution to solve the specific problem.
Absolutely.
So this year was 72 hours, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually 20, it was a full day, it was 1 full day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1 full day. Luigi, what about you? Thank you, Matteo.
The other experience that I had in
Yeah.
Nestle was amazing because we had only for 8 hours more or
Yeah,
less.
right.
And the project was based only on innovation. So we had to find a solution, but a new solution. Because
Right.
you know, Nestle is really big already. So you have to go inside the topic and find the best way to solve the problem and to find a real new idea to you know to enter in the market.
Cool. Let me show my last one. Sorry, I'm not trying to hurt you. Hope you bought insurance before you came, but people know about me, which is chocolate, okay? You should have gotten the tweet. Buy insurance, Professor Mike's coming to town. All right, so my last video, this is just to show you the experience of some of my husbands, and you're going to notice, just as we heard from Elena and Jessica, you're going to hear a lot of accents in this video, okay? A lot of accents, because that's who we are. We're very good.
The Reduxio Hackathon at Hult Business School is now in its 2nd year, and I am someone who is a huge believer in hackathons. I love bringing together the idea of open innovation, a community of thinkers that are passionate about bringing new ideas to the world in service of Reduxio. And I can't think of a better group of people to do that with than my very own marketing students and my MBA students.
We're focusing on 4 different challenges, being social media, content creation, creative campaigns, or a technical challenge where they can focus on either VR or chatbots.
Today we had the hackathon. It was been a rough day. I really liked it. It was intense. Sometimes I felt I was in an emotional roller coaster. Then we had a really good idea, but then it was too broad. So you start to pivot, and that's actually what it's all about. The design thinking behind the whole hackathon, and you have to hack something.
Since the first hour, I was feeling something, you know, I was feeling this transformative experience, and I know this might sound a little bit also overreacting, but actually it's real.
Overall, it was an amazing experience, and being able to participate in such an activity at such an early stage of life, I'm amazed and I'm proud of myself.
I've seen my students really step up, right? They came in prepared, they hit the ground running, and the number of actionable ideas, creative ideas, powerful ideas is beyond anything me or anyone on my team could have expected. So I think it energizes me and the team. We're going to take these ideas, we're going to mature them, we're going to invest in them, we're going to put them in the market. And so we walk out of here with a great deal of excitement and energy about what we can do in 2017 to build on these ideas as we grow our company.
So, you see, so we've done this 2 years in a row. And I can tell you, my industry is very, very technical, okay? Deeply technical. My company's headquarters are in Silicon Valley and Tel Aviv, Israel. Tel Aviv, Israel, I'll be there next week, after Corona. Tel Aviv is one of the great technology innovation centers in the world, okay? Some of the best computer programmers in the world are there, which is why we're there, okay? But you don't need to be technical to add value. The challenges I gave to our Hult students were business challenges. Help us be more creative and innovative in the way that we go to market with our products, okay? And many of them came up with breakthrough ideas that were incredibly creative and valuable to me and my team. And we actually funded those ideas and we put those ideas into practice in the market and actually hired some of the students who came up with those ideas, okay? So, and this is just an example of the team using a methodology, a very common methodology called design thinking. You heard Robin mention it, but this is a very core part of what Matteo and Luigi learned in our new product development class, at the very essence of what we've learned there. Okay? And then I was lucky enough to be asked to go to Nestle. Now you all know Nestle. Nestle is obviously a global brand, but they have a new focus on skin health and wellness and skincare. And they have 3 centers of excellence, one in Paris, one in New York City, and one in Singapore. And so I was lucky enough to be given the opportunity to give a keynote. I said, instead of paying me, can I bring 25 of my Hult students with me to participate? That was the way I was compensated. And Luigi, very shrewd young man, 24 women and Luigi show up, okay? Anyway, it was, and they had multiple challenges, just like we had at Reduxio, multiple challenges. And it turns out, all right, this is just me working with one of the many Hult teams. We literally brought over half of the participants. They got on a bus on a very, very cold, snowy Boston winter day, and they found their way down to New York, and they did an amazing job because they were much younger than all the other participants. A lot of the other participants were working professionals in their 30s and 40s. And one of our teams, I lost the photo, one of our teams unfortunately actually became a finalist. Okay? They became a finalist. It was very cool. Another thing that we wound up doing with a group of our students is something called Lego Serious Play. Now, how many people used to play with Legos when you were younger? How many people still think Legos are pretty cool? You guys like Legos? You understand there's actually a very valuable business application with Legos? Anybody ever hear about this before? Okay? So, you know, when you're in the Silicon Valley or you're in the world of innovation, you're constantly looking for new, current, breakthrough approaches to get to be creative. And one of the things that I wound up discovering is that Legos are a remarkable tool for people to use to break through the clutter in their minds, right? And the principle behind Lego Serious Play, right? You know what an oxymoron is? An oxymoron is when 2 words don't really belong together. So how do you connect Lego, which is play, and then serious, right? But it turns out that the psychology says is that when human beings are playing, their guard goes down. They become more open. They become more creative. And I have seen firsthand over many, many years when I have facilitated Lego Serious Play business workshops for senior executives that they have had breakthroughs that they've struggled to get through forever. And I've heard more than once, you know, we've been trying to figure this out for years. And today was the day we finally had the breakthrough, right? So what I love to do is stay on the bleeding edge of new methodology, new approaches, because that's one of the reasons why we won this award, this global award, is because and everyone I've hired from Hult, who's on my team, they resonate with that as well. Okay, so it's just, so we had a hilarious time with Lego Serious Play in the classroom, and the students had built their models, right, and it was a business model challenge. And the team, so Matteo was working on a GoPro challenge, right, how do you kind of update GoPro? Luigi was working on this really cool wedding planning challenge, right? And a lot of the teams were creating the business model of the business project that they were working on. Students had a blast. It was amazing how much fun they had. And they learned a lot. It wasn't just for fun, it was really educating. Okay? So, you know, all I can say is I don't teach to get paid. I don't teach to make money. That's not why I do this. I do this because I have the privilege of touching, impacting a lot of people's lives as a mentor and as a coach and as a teacher. Okay? And it's great for me because I stay current. I see how young people all around the world are thinking about how they're going to approach the world, and I learn from them. So it goes both ways. It's a very symbiotic thing, and I'm very privileged to have a chance to do this. All right? So I ran a drone workshop. Anybody ever go out and race drones before? So this is a friend of mine from Canada. He runs the Drone League Racing Academy in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And we had a drone session on campus. Our president was there. I had a lot of students, both guys and girls, showing up and doing drone racing on campus. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, so these are some of the things that I enjoy doing with my students, either complementing the in-class activity or stepping out of the classroom and exposing them to things they might not have had a chance to see elsewhere. Okay?